Teacher, what will we be taking? Grammar or reading?
Excuse me? No, it is reading. Grammar is for tomorrow.
Okay. What page?
Reading now.
The same page 362. Yesterday we did not finish the course.
Teacher, page what?
That same page of yesterday 362.
No, teacher. 63. 36.
Yeah, so if you open page
Teacher,
362, you are going to find it on the right. So it's the same.
Oh, no.
Can I read, teacher?
Teacher, can I read?
Can I read?
Can I read?
سعودي قرزاي.
Okay, خلاص.
My book is
Saud,
yes.
read what you see here.
Okay. From silence.
Get closer to your mic, please, because I cannot hear you.
Is this good? Now it's good.
No, not good.
From Silent Spring. Rachel Carson. There was once a town in the heart of America where all life seemed to live in harmony with its surroundings. This town was surrounded by many successful farms. It was beautiful with its trees and wildlife during every season. The countryside was in fact famous for the abundance of variety of its bird life. And when the flood migrants was pouring through in spring
Was
and
pouring.
pouring through in spring and fall, people traveled from great distance to observe them. Others came to fish the stream, which flowed clear and cold out of the hills and contained shady pools where trout lay. But then everything changed. Something ruined the beauty of the land. Some evil skill has settled on the community. Mysterious melodies swept the flocks of chickens. The cattle and sheep sickened and died. Everywhere was a shadow of death. The farmers spoke of much alliance among their families in the town. The doctor had become more and more puzzled by new kinds of sickness appearing among their patients. There had been several sudden unexplained deaths, not only among adults but even among children. In spring, no one woke to the sound of birds. The birds were missing, and the few that remained were sick. A farmer were unable to raise any more chicken or pigs. No one fished in the streams because all of the fish died. In the gutters under the eaves and between the shingles of the roof, a white granule powder still showed a few patches. Some weeks before it had fallen like snow upon the roofs and the lawn, the fields
And the lawns.
and the lawns and fields and streams. There wasn't mysterious cause to these problems. The people had done it to themselves. This town is not real, and no actual town had all these problems. But each misfortune is happening somewhere in the world. A grim specter has crept upon us almost unnoticed, and this imagined tragedy may easily become a stark reality. We all shall know.
Excellent. Very nice reading, but your voice is a little bit far. didn't hear you well. I need another reading with raised voice so that everyone can hear.
Me teacher.
Me
teacher.
ركان الحزام.
Rakan Al-Hidan. Rakan.
There was once a town in the heart of America where all life seemed to live in harmony with its surroundings. This town was surrounded by many successful farms. It was beautiful with its trees and wildlife during every season. The countryside was, in fact, famous for the abundance and variety of its life. And when the flood of migrants was pouring through in spring and fall, people traveled from great distances to observe them. Others came to fish the streams, which flowed clear and cold out the hills and contained shady pools where trout lay. But then everything changed. Something ruined the beauty of the land. Some evil spell had settled on the community. Mysterious melodies swept the flocks of chickens, the cattle and sheep sickened and died. Everywhere was a shadow of death. The farmers spoke of much illness among their families. In the town, the doctors had become more and more puzzled by new kinds of sickness appearing among their patients. There had been several sudden and unexplained deaths, not only among adults but even among children. In spring, no one walked to the sound of birds. The birds were missing, and the few that remained were sick. Farmers were unable to raise any more chickens or pigs. No one fished in the streams because all of the fish had died. In the gutters, under the eaves, and between the shingles of the roof, a white granular powder still showed a few patches. Some weeks before it had fallen like snow upon the roofs and the lawns, the fields and streams. There wasn't a mysterious cause to these problems. The people had done it to themselves. This town is not real, and no actual town has all these problems, but each misfortune is happening somewhere in the world.
Please, carry on.
A grim spectre has crept upon us almost unnoticed. And then imagined tragedy may easily become a stark reality we all shall know.
We all shall know. Thank you so much. So after we have read it twice, I need you to remind me of what was the main idea of the whole text. It is, of course, because we said yesterday that the genre of this text is a descriptive non-fiction. It is something that may or that might happen in any area in this world, but it did not actually happen. Okay, so what was the idea? What was the main idea that the message that the author wants to convey for us? What is the main idea of that text after you have read it twice? And yesterday you read it also twice or 3 times. You did not understand it?
Life.
Excuse me?
Life.
Blight.
Life.
Life. It talks about life. What does it say exactly? Does it say that life is happy, that people should get married and they have children? What is it exactly?
It's talking about the village.
It talks mainly about a problem that happened to that village. A problem that affected or impacted deeply the environment, that it caused many problems like maladies, blight, sickness, etc. So, and we said that the author did not choose to make that shift from the very nice description that she made of the village to the very bad one. She did not choose to do that in a smooth way, but she did not prepare the readers for that transition, but she did it out of a sudden. All these changes are made or are introduced to us in a sudden way. Why she chose to do that suddenly, or to suddenly shift from her beautiful description of the area to the blight? Why? In order to emphasize that, or to emphasize the fact that she did not expect, or that the people, neither her nor the people, were aware of the changes that are taking place. Everything came out of a sudden. They were living in a very nice area, a very nice life, and suddenly everything has changed into a very bad one, where there is the shadow of death everywhere. Is it clear? And this is due to what? Due to the use of what? This is due to the use of what? What was the main cause of this change?
Use of people.
Abdulmajid, excuse me?
Use of people.
Yeah, what did they do? What did the people do exactly? They set fire?
No.
Then what did they do? What was the main cause of this catastrophe that has occurred?
Illness.
This sickness and maladies was out of what? They were out of what? Where did they come from? They were sick because they did not eat well, for example, because they spent the night outside, or from what exactly? She says here, the author says here, so it says, in the gutters under the eaves and between the shingles of the roofs, a white granular powder still showed a few patches. Some weeks before, it had upon the roofs and the lawns, the fields and streams. So what was the main reason for the catastrophe?
The white powder.
The white powder, very good. It is the use of pesticides and chemicals that affected not only the insects, but also the vegetation, the people, the environment, and
food.
everything, and the human being himself. So now I want you to go to the comprehension questions. Okay. Okay, so comprehension check questions. In your books at page 365, I want to volunteer to read the first part.
Me, teacher.
Yes, please.
What are two animals that attracted visitors to the town?
Yeah, what are the two animals that attracted visitors to the town?
Bird.
Fishes. Birds and fish.
Excellent. Birds and fish. Next, please. Question number 2.
Can I answer?
Yes, please. Al-Hidan.
What happened to the animals and the people in the town? About everybody got sick, and the animals died, and some of them got sick, and they're
Excellent. Very good. Very nice. A good answer. So what happens to the chickens, cattle, and sheep? They got sick and died. What about the people?
About all of them got sick.
Some of them got sick, and some of them died suddenly, an unexpected death. And the wildlife and the vegetation also. Excuse me? Yeah, for no reason. But in fact, there is a reason, but the people did not understand what was the reason, what was the main reason behind that. Rakan Hidan, can you read the answer, please, for question 2?
Chicken, cattle, and sheep got sick and died. People got sick, and there were sudden, unexplained deaths. The wildlife and the vegetation died.
Excellent. So, and we said that all this is due to something that fell on the roofs, lawns, fields, and streams. What is it?
The white powder.
The white powder. Excellent. White powder. Okay, so now after we are done with comprehension, etc. So yesterday you remember that Abdurrahman Latibi was reading this part and he did not finish it. Abdurrahman Latibi, are you there?
Yes,
Brother
yes.
Lagib. Yes, Abdurrahman Latibi. Can you please
we
go again?
don't finish. We don't finish.
Yeah.
I want to write
He's going to restart this. What are you going to write?
the comprehension.
Malik al-Maliki, you are going to find everything, all what you see now, you are going to find it in Classera. So you don't need to read to write anything. Just download this from Classera on your laptop and you can have it with you. Okay?
Okay.
Abdurrahman Latibi.
Indicative mode. He will not be indicative mode. He will not be elected. Subjunctive mode. If he were elected, would be shocked. What subjective?
No. Can you please start from the beginning?
Okay. Indicative mode. Jill is coming with us. Subjunctive mode. I wish that Jill were coming with us. What subjective expresses? Wish. Indicative mode. He will not be elected. Subjunctive mode. If he were elected, would be shocked. What subjunctive expresses? Condition that is highly unlikely.
Yeah, it is highly unlikely to happen.
Indicative mode. I am at home. Subjunctive mode. If I were at home, I take a nap. What subjunctive expresses? Condition that is contrary to fact. Indicative mode. They are quiet. Subjunctive mode. We asked that they be quiet. What subjunctive expresses? Request. Indicative mode. Matt works hard. Subjunctive mode. Kia insisted that Matt work hard. What subjunctive expresses? Demand or strong suggestion.
Because so look at these two last examples. So here we have they are quiet and we ask it that they be quiet. So here it is a request. Why? Because we have the word ask. When you require or when you ask something from someone, this is a request. So here we have Matt works hard and we have Kia insisted that Matt work hard. Here we put insisted, which expresses a demand, a strong suggestion or a strong demand. And as you see here, the verb after Matt. So normally singular subject necessitates the existence of the S at the end of the verb. But here, why didn't we put a verb? Because here we have two verbs that one comes after the other. So we have insisted that he work. So we don't say that he works here because it is a subjunctive form. We say Kia insisted that Matt work, just work without S. Is it clear?
Yes.
All what you need to know about is or are these expression or expresses of the subjunctive. So what does it express exactly? Either it expresses a wish or a condition that is highly unlikely to happen, or a condition that is contrary to the fact if it does not exist like this one. If I were at home, I'd take a nap. So it means that you are not at home, in fact, and you cannot be. So this is a contrary to the fact. Something that is contrary to fact, it means that cannot exist in reality. So in order to reinforce your understanding of the rule, so here we have, first, you need to go through this notice which says that you need to avoid using the incorrect verb form to express the subjunctive mood. I need someone to read. Then after it, we have a task where you are going to put through practice the rules of the subjunctive form.
Teacher, can I read? Teacher, Muhammad Atiba,
Mohammed Latif.
avoid using the incorrect verb form to express the subjective mood. Especially for third person singular verbs and all forms of the verb be. Incorrect Blake speaks as if he was in charge. Correct. Blake speaks as if he were in charge. Incorrect. Julia mother requires that she get home before dinner. Correct. Julia's mother requires that she gets home before dinner.
That she gets, not gets, okay? The correct form is get without s, though we have she, but we say get. Why? Because it is in the subjunctive form. The subjunctive form, the verbs do not apply the same rules as in the affirmative form or as in the indicative mood, like these sentences that you can see here. So, like the first sentence, Jill is coming with us. I wish that Jill were coming. No, normally, if you put verb to be with the third person singular, it must be was, if it is in the indicative mood. But if you put it in the subjunctive mood, it does not take was, instead it takes were. So, here we have two small tasks, brief tasks. I want you to apply the rules that you have just understood. Someone to read? A volunteer?
Me, teacher.
Me, teacher, me.
Malik al-Malik.
Yes. Identify the mode of each sentence and tell what it expresses. 1. I wish that the town were filled with birds again. It's which.
Yeah, so it is I wish that the town were filled with birds again. First of all, before determining what does it express, can you tell me whether it is an indicative mood or a subjunctive mood? If I say, I wish that the town were filled with birds again, is it in the indicative mood or in the subjunctive mood? Malik.
Yes.
Look at these examples. We have I wish, and here we don't have wish. In the indicative mood, we have an affirmative normal sentence. Jill is coming with us. And here we have I wish that Jill were coming with us. So, in the sentence that you have just read, we have the word I wish. So what do you think? Is it indicative mood or subjunctive mood? Huh?
It's indicative.
Again, look here. We have the indicative mood. Jill is coming with us. The subjunctive mood. I wish that Jill were coming with us.
Yes, it's
and
what's the another one?
Indicative or subjunctive?
Subject.
Excellent. It is the subjunctive mood, And what does it express?
The word or the
What does this sentence, what does this subjunctive mood here in this sentence express? Does it express a condition that is contrary to reality, or a condition that is unlikely to happen, or a wish, or a request? What does it express exactly?
it's for wish.
It is a wish, because it is clear from straight away from the beginning. It says, I wish. The second one, second sentence, please.
If the town settlers.
Someone else, another volunteer. Thank you so much, Malik.
Okay.
Another volunteer, please. Mohammed Khalifa, have you slept? Abdul Majid.
I'm here.
Abdul Majid, can you do the second, please?
Identify the incorrect verb. Or no, sorry. If the word town settler were present, they would be sad. The mood is
Indicative or subjunctive?
Subjunctive.
That's right, subjunctive, yeah? And what does it express?
Something that she doesn't have, but she would.
So, do you think, so he says, if the town settlers were present, are the town settlers present now?
No.
Are they present?
No.
Huh?
No.
No. So, is it something real?
No.
So it
It's
is
just
what?
a thought.
It is a hypothesis, a conditional. So it is a condition that is contrary to fact, contrary to reality. Mohammed Shawi.
Yes, identify the incorrect verb form in each sentence, then rewrite the sentence correctly. Carson wishes that he was wrong about the fate of the town.
Yes, please. Can you show me where is the mistake here? What is the error in using the verb form? Just focus upon the verb forms and you are going to find it easily. Carson wishes that she was wrong about the fate of the town. First of all, can you determine whether the sentence is the subjunctive form or indicative form?
Subjunctive, I think.
It is subjunctive because we have wish.
Yes.
Carson wishes that she was wrong about the fate of the town. So here, normally, when you put a verb with the third person singular, especially verb to be with the third person singular, in the subjunctive form, it does not apply the same rules as we did that in the indicative form. For instance, we don't say, I wish I was with you. I would say, I wish I were with you. So here, where is the mistake? Where do you think the mistake is?
She was wrong.
Excellent. So Carson wishes that she were wrong about the fate of the town. Yes, please. Next. Another volunteer. Naif al-Nuwaisar, Mshari al-Gharibi, Sultan al-Amri. I saw him here present, but he does not participate at all.
Yes, teacher, what do you want?
Naif al-Nuwaisar, can you do the second, please?
Okay.
I'm waiting.
It will be by itself. Don't know why. The situation Carson relates seems to demand that I am more aware of my effects on the environment.
Just focus upon the verbs because it says identify the incorrect verb form. So the mistake or the error is in the verb itself. So don't care about nouns, adjectives, etc. Go straight away, search for the verbs, and try to find the solution or an answer or to try to find the correction for the mistake. The situation, is there any other person or any other volunteer who can do that?
Me, teacher.
Who is it?
I think Muhammad Khalifa.
Yes, Muhammad Khalif.
I think I am more aware.
Yeah, this is the mistake. I am more aware. Normally, how should I say, or what would I say?
More aware.
The problem is with the verb. It's not with what comes after. More, this is a comparative form of many. And aware is an adjective. The problem is with the verb. How can you correct that, Muhammad? Muhammad Shawi. Muhammad Shawi. عبد المجيد كلانتن. عبد المجيد العمار. Saud Sdis.
I'm here.
Abd Majid Kalantan, can you do the second, please? He determined or identified the place where there is an error. So he said the situation Carson relates seems to demand that I am more aware of my effects on the environment. Muhammad said that the mistake is with I'm more aware, and I told him that more and aware, more is a comparative form of the word of the adjective many, and aware is an adjective. So the problem is with How can you correct this error?
I was.
I was?
I were.
Yeah, because I was, this is the normal conjugation of verb to be in the past with I. So we must say I were because it is in the subjunctive form. Very good. Sorry. Yeah, it's not I was. Yeah, it is I were. Hold on a minute. Yeah, we have I were. Okay, so you are going to find that same PowerPoint presentation in Classera in case you want to revise. You are going also to find this accessible level text in Classera. And normally what you are supposed to do now, you are going to read the story from the book one more time, and you are supposed to write a short summary for the whole story. Okay? Abd Majid.
Teacher, sorry, but I don't have the book.
Abd Majid.
I'm here.
Can you read, please?
I cannot see your screen. Okay, now. Background. Pesticides are chemical compounds designed to destroy crop-eating insects. Pesticides can be deadly to many species, including humans. In addition to insects, including to the insects and the other pests, they are intended to kill.
Including humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 1962, Rachel Carson published Silent Spring to reveal to the public the dangers of DDT, a pesticide
The background, page what?
used at the time.
Background
The
page
awareness
263.
by
363.
Eventually,
300.
late, the United States banned DDT entirely in 1972. This excerpt comes from the opening pages of the book.
Thank you.
Yes.
نايف الوسر.
نعم.
نايف الوسر. Paragraph 1.
No.
I read?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. There was once a town in the heart of America where all life seemed to live in harmony with its surroundings. The town lay in the midst of a checkerboard of prosperous farms with fields of grain and hillsides of orchards. Orchards where in spring white clouds of bloom drifted above the green fields. In autumn, oak and maple and birch set up a blaze of color that flamed and flickered across a backdrop of pines. Then foxes barked in the hills, and deer silently crossed the fields, half hidden in the mists of the fall mornings.
Thank you, Muhammad Khalifa.
Welcome.
Oh, sorry. Muhammad
Yes.
Khalifa.
Yes.
Paragraph 2.
Along the roads, laurel, viburnum, and alder, great ferns, and wildflowers delighted the traveller's eye through much of the year. Even in winter, the roadsides were places of beauty, where countless birds came to feed on the berries and on the seed heads of dried weeds rising above the snow. The countryside was in fact famous for the abundance and variety of its bird life, and when the food of the migrants was pouring through in spring and fall, people traveled from great distances to observe them. Others came to fish the streams which flowed clear and cold out of the
Of the hills.
and contained shady pools where trout lay. So it had been from the days many years ago when the first settlers raised their houses, sank their wells, and built their barns.
Thank you so much. Abdul Majid, you have read. Badr Al-Aqili. Badr Al-Aqili.
Teacher, can you read?
Who is
Teacher
it?
Mahmoud.
Yes, Mahmoud. Paragraph 3.
Then a stranger blight crept over the area and everything began to change. Some evil spell had settled the
On the community.
in the community. Mysterious melodies swept the flocks of chickens, the cattle and sheep sickened and died. Everywhere was a shadow of death. The farmers spoke of much illness among their families in the town. The doctors had become more and more puzzled by new kindness of sickness appearing among their patients. There had been several sudden and explained deaths, not only among adults, but even among children who would be stricken suddenly while at play and die within a few hours.
Excellent, Mahmoud. Mahmoud, by the way, did you understand the whole story? Not really.
Not all.
I don't mean the meaning of words, but did you understand the main idea of the story? What is it talking about exactly?
I know it's like a village. The people and the animals die of.
Excellent.
Because
of what?
Because of sick or something like this.
Because of the use of pesticides, the use of chemicals in order to kill insects impacted the lives of the human beings, impacted the vegetation and the animals.
Like the virus?
Okay. No, it's not a virus. It is the use of chemicals there are certain chemicals that are used by farmers in order to kill the insects in their farms. These pesticides, they have bad effect on trees and then on the animals. So they can lead to catastrophes. They can lead to, yes, please. But now time is over. Yeah, time is, so we are done. So I wish you a good day, and I hope that you enjoyed the whole story.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, teacher. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We have covered everything in the story. We have covered also the vocab, the comprehension, and the notions. So I wish you a good day, and take good care of yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Welcome.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.